A couple of months ago, I moved my 8-year-old flower farming business to this new plot here, which is a half-acre paddock. Since then, I've been getting ready to start flower farming and veg growing in this new plot for next season, and I want to get you up to speed on everything that I've been doing to get my new plot into motion. In my last video, I told you that I'd had this new polytunnel put up by First Tunnels, which is a 20 by 30 foot polytunnel, and since then I've been getting the inside of the polytunnel ready for planting into, because I have got some plants that are desperate to be planted in the ground. But other than that, it has been extremely wet and bad weather over here in Yorkshire, and I haven't been able to do much on the field behind me. And actually that's a good thing, because I've been having lots of discussions, doing research, and I've kind of tweaked my plan for how I'm going to be growing flowers, or how I'm going to be preparing my flower beds in 2026 for planting into. So watch this space. First of all, I want to take you back a couple of weeks to the making the no-dig beds in the polytunnel. I chose the no-dig approach because I wanted a quick plantable surface to plant my veg and flower seedlings into. The positives of no-dig is that putting cardboard down on the ground and then a layer of compost kills the grass and or weeds and can be planted into straight away. The downsides are that compost bought in bulk probably isn't going to be the best quality, and your plants might pay for it initially. The next downside is cost. I bought 10 bags of compost at £45 each. I still have 5 bags left, but it's not cheap to fill a large area. It also might not be the best method for soil and plant health, but that's something I'll explore in future videos. So I took the cardboard and placed it in a single layer on the floor of the polytunnel, making sure to cut the grass beforehand. At this point, it would be helpful to broad fork the ground to relieve any compaction already present and to aid air and water flow in the soil below. I tried to make sure there were no gaps between the boxes or any holes in the boxes which the grass and the weeds could grow through. I then placed a layer of compost about 4 inches thick on top of the cardboard. It's so nice to get back into physical work again after having a summer off running a full-size flower farm. I'm trying to make sure I take regular breaks and stretching in different ways to make sure I don't have any more injuries. I had a strained neck a few weeks ago, and not only was it super painful, it stopped me from working for a couple of weeks too. Now that I'm feeling better, I'm doing what work I can on the farm as the season and the weather allows. One of the tasks on the top of my to-do list was to get some garlic on the go. I decided to pre-sprout this garlic because I wasn't sure where I was going to plant it all to begin with, and this would buy me some time. I filled a seed tray with my seed starting mix and broke open the bulbs into individual cloves. I went with a variety called Provence White, which is a large variety. You can never have too much garlic. Provence White is a soft neck variety which has a softer central stem, which makes it easier to braid for storage. It produces more cloves than hardneck varieties and is a little less pungent but stores well. Softneck garlic doesn't produce garlic scapes, which can be treated as a delicacy, but hardneck varieties do. Softneck varieties may do better in warmer climates, while hardneck is better suited for cooler climates. One of the reasons I want to grow my own garlic and other veg is that organically grown food from healthy soil will contain more beneficial vitamins, minerals and compounds than I can find in mass-produced supermarket veg. Garlic is a powerful antioxidant contributing to heart and eye health, as well as having antimicrobial and antifungal properties. Growing garlic can not only benefit our own health, but can benefit its fellow plant companions too. Find out how later on in the video. So since the new no-dig beds were made here in the polytunnel, I haven't made much progress in regard to planting here in the polytunnel, although the plants are still looking happy and healthy, so I'm fine with that. But in the meantime, I've been really busy with wreath season. I've been hosting wreath making workshops with my friend Hattie from Gathered at Dusk at a beautiful old barn wedding venue, which has been just absolutely amazing. Lots of my old customers followed me there, and we had the log burn on, we had the twinkling lights, we had Prosecco. People had a really nice time getting together with their friends and family making wreaths for Christmas. I also shipped a load of Christmas wreath making kits, something that I've done every year for the past few years, and that's been actually more successful than ever this year, which I'm really grateful for. And my life has revolved around cardboard boxes for the last couple of weeks, but I'm glad to have all of that out of the way now so that I can focus on farming and my new tool collection. So something else I've been working on recently, which I have spoken about a little bit on my YouTube channel, is that I've launched my own new tool shop on my website, and I'm selling 2 of my own designed tools, which is the Bloom and Grey broadfork and the Bloom and Grey soil blocker. The soil blocker is a stainless steel 112 block blocker, and it makes blocks which are 27 by 27 by 37 millimeters. So they are a relatively large block size so that the blocks can stay hydrated for longer. And the seedlings that I've raised in them this summer and this autumn have looked really healthy. So I'm really happy with how that's going. My launch sale went really well, and I had a Black Friday deal on as well, which has gone beautifully. And I've been shipping out lots and lots of boxes in the post full of tools, which is so exciting. And if you are one of those people who've supported me and you've purchased one of my tools, then I just want to say thank you. I am so grateful. My new tools are available for UK-wide shipping only at the moment, and if you'd like to check them out, then head to bloomandgrey.co.uk/tool-shop. Today is the first day where I'm putting plants in the ground on my new plot, and it feels really exciting. Today I'm planting out lettuces, which are soil blocked lettuces, and those lettuces should experience less transplant shock by going straight from soil blocks into the ground. And hopefully that means that the plants will be less stressed and they will get straight to work photosynthesizing and putting roots out into the ground. In between the lettuces I'm planting garlic, and I'm hoping that that's really going to help with plant health too. I'm planting my lettuce plants at roughly 12-inch spacing. This beautiful speckled leaf variety I'm growing is a heirloom variety called Speckled Trout. In between the rows of lettuce, I'm planted semi-pre-sprouted garlic cloves at 12-inch spacing. The sulphur stored within the garlic bulbs acts as a natural fungicide and pest deterrent, which should help to protect the plants around it. This garlic should be ready to harvest around mid-June, and I can't wait to get cooking with it. So apart from the lettuces and the garlic, there's various other things that I've got in seed trays that really need planting out. I'm not going to do it now, I'm probably going to wait until spring, because ideally I would like to plant some of these things outdoors, not just here in the polytunnel, because the polytunnel helps to extend the season. It's going to bring flowers on a little bit earlier, and actually I don't want flowers too early because I haven't got a lot of other stuff for them to go with at the moment. I haven't got an awful lot of perennials that are well established that I can mix with early flowering annuals. So planting them in the polytunnel isn't going to be that beneficial for me, so if I can plant them outside and they'll flower a little later when there's maybe some other things flowering at the same time, then that would be better for me. But there are a few things that I'm going to plant in here. I've got some violas that I'm going to give a go with. I'm going to see if I can put some shade cloth or some sides on the growing bed to see if I can get them to grow some nice tall stems that are usable in bouquets. I've got some larkspur, some Orleia I think, and some Nigella, so I'll probably plant a handful of those in here. Next year my plan is to kind of grow things that I know that I can probably make profit out of, and that is not going to be flowers necessarily for bouquets. It might be flowers for drying, etc., that I can sell on. So we'll see. The plan is constantly evolving, so I'll keep you updated as the season and the year goes on. One thing that isn't going so great on the plot right now is that it is so wet. There's a lot of standing water at this end of the polytunnel, but we have had an awful lot of rain in the last few weeks, and that is one of the challenges of going onto a rented piece of land. If you have land that you own and you're able to kind of monitor different pieces of land throughout the season before you get into a flower farming or a veg growing journey, then you can see where water stands, you can see which places drain well, which places get the good sunlight. And that is the challenge with renting somewhere. Obviously you come to view it at one period in time, and when I came to view it, it was summer, so I wasn't aware of how it was going to be in winter. But like I said, we have had extraordinary amount of rain and there is a lot of standing water in the field, but I'm hoping it's going to drain away. And my old fields did get very wet in the winter too, but they grew great crops of flowers in the summer, so I'm not too worried about the standing water that's around, but it would be nice if it would drain away so that when I am here it isn't always so wet. One other thing that I wanted to mention before I go is that I have released some new caps, some merch on my website. I did this a few years ago, but the items had my logo on, and I don't really like selling things with my logo on. I like to sell things with a little mantra, something that's cool to wear that isn't necessarily promoting somebody else's brand. So what I went with is good soil, good flowers, and if you've watched my channel for any period of time, then you know that soil health is something that I'm really passionate about, and I hope that I'm imparting that on to you guys too. So if you believe that good soil makes good flowers, then they are available to buy now on my website, and I am offering international shipping, something which I get asked about all the time on my products that are physical products on my website. So if you live in the US, New Zealand, Australia, Europe, then add one of these hats to your basket and it will get shipped out to you. So thank you for watching this video. If you've got any questions or comments about this video, then put them down below and I will have a chat with you on there. Thank you again for watching this video, and I'll see you again soon.